Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today we're tackling something that, let's be honest, almost all of us have to deal with at some point: manipulation. But we aren't just looking at standard modern psychology today. No, we're actually going way back in time to uncover the absolute brilliance of Chanakya. If you aren't familiar with him, he was one of the sharpest, most ruthless strategic minds of ancient India. I mean, this is the guy who helped establish the massive Mauryan Empire, so he definitely knew a thing or two about navigating intense power dynamics. Think of him as your modern-day mentor for defeating everyday manipulation. He understood human nature in ways that are just incredibly relevant to our lives right now. His strategies, they are literal game changers. So let's dive right into this and see exactly how ancient wisdom can protect your peace of mind today. So tell me if this sounds familiar. Have you ever felt completely twisted around in someone else's words? Yeah, we've all been there. Picture that one coworker, or maybe an acquaintance, who always just seems to speak in half-truths. You know the type. They make promises they clearly never intend to keep, they subtly shifts the blame, and somehow, by the end of a 5-minute conversation, you are the one left apologizing or questioning your own actions. It is incredibly frustrating, right? You walk away feeling like you've been wrapped up in this invisible web of their making. But I want you to remember this quote: manipulation is a game, and if you're playing it by their rules, you're already losing. Here is the core takeaway you really need to grasp right now. You do not have to play. Seriously, you don't need to give them the satisfaction of seeing you squirm, and you definitely don't need to scramble around searching for the perfect comeback. Chanakya's ultimate secret is that sometimes the absolute best way to win is simply by not playing the game at all. Let's look at how this builds into a really concrete strategy. Let's start with Section 1. The game of manipulation. To outsmart a manipulator, you first have to understand their currency. What do they actually want? They want your attention. Their entire strategy relies on keeping you actively defending and justifying yourself. The longer they keep you stuck in that defensive loop, the more control they have over you. Which brings us to Section 2, silence as your shield. When someone provokes us, our natural modern instinct is to fire back immediately, right? But Chanakya understood a completely counterintuitive concept. True power actually lies in silence rather than reacting to every single provocation. So let's translate this ancient philosophy into a simple daily checklist you can use. Keep these 3 steps in your back pocket for the very next time you get a passive-aggressive email or a backhanded compliment at the office. Step 1, step back. Just do not hit reply. Do not snap back. Step 2, take a breath. In that moment of silence, you aren't doing nothing. You're gathering your strength and processing your thoughts. And Step 3, wait for the right moment. This allows you to make clear decisions and act, not from a place of panicked reaction, but from a place of calm, purposeful action. I promise you, the second you stop engaging on their terms, they instantly lose the control they thought they had. Moving right along to Section 3, the illusion of winning. This is all about using a little psychological judo on them. You see, manipulators desperately love to believe they have the upper hand. But here's the secret Chanakya knew. They're actually deeply insecure. Their obsessive need to manipulate stems directly from a profound fear of losing control. So what do? We use their own need for control right against them. A manipulator's goal is super simple: push your buttons and seek control. But your new strategy, subtle redirection and observing without arguing. Instead of directly confronting them and giving them the big dramatic fight they're practically begging for, you just flip the script. You let them believe they are getting what they want. You don't argue, you don't resist. Instead, you calmly steer the situation in a direction that benefits you without them ever even realizing it. You control the narrative by letting them believe they are the ones telling the story. They get so hyper-focused on the illusion that they are winning, they never even notice you've already achieved your actual goal. Let's look at Section 4, guarding your self-worth. Because at the end of the day, self-awareness is power. Manipulative people are essentially emotional hunters. They actively prowl around looking for your weak spots, your fears, and your insecurities. They don't just want to manipulate your actions. Their ultimate, twisted goal is to manipulate how you view yourself. Chanakya's wisdom teaches us that deep self-awareness is the true foundation of your power, and this takes daily practice. Know your strengths, clarify your values, set firm boundaries. I really want you to mentally review this exact bulleted list before your next difficult meeting or before you walk into a conversation with someone who usually drains your energy. Remind yourself exactly who you are, because the more rooted you are in your own sense of self, the less susceptible you are to someone else's attempts to undermine you. When your confidence is unshakable, it becomes incredibly easy to spot manipulation, label it for exactly what it is, and just dismiss it without giving away a single drop of your power. And finally, our last strategic area, Section 5, patience and walking away, finding real, lasting power. We live in a society that is completely obsessed with quick results and instant influence. Manipulators are the exact same way. They're always hunting for shortcuts and easy control. But Chanakya teaches us that by doing that, they are completely overlooking the long-term consequences. Real, lasting power does not come from acting in haste. Remember this, patience is not weakness. Seriously, let that sink in for a second. Waiting for the right moment to act, calmly watching how people eventually reveal their true intentions, and deeply understanding the dynamics of a room before you even make your move, that is where true power actually lies. When you operate with patience and foresight, you aren't just playing their game better, you are playing an entirely different game altogether. And this leads us to what is honestly the hardest part of the entire process: walking away. By definition, this means choosing self-respect over a draining battle for validation. Think about that one family member who just always wants to argue politics at the dinner table. You know what? You do not need to win that battle. It is so incredibly easy to get caught up fighting a war that isn't even yours just to prove you are right. But listen to me, you do not need to prove your point to someone who fundamentally does not value your perspective. Walking away isn't about avoiding conflict out of fear, not at all. It's about recognizing when a situation is just no longer worth your precious energy. By stepping back, not in anger, but in solid self-respect, you reclaim all of your power. So, I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. The game has been played, the manipulator has shown their hand. Are you ready to walk away? When you realize you hold the absolute power to simply disengage and move on to bigger, better things, you leave the manipulators scratching their head entirely powerless. Use Chanakya's wisdom today. Embrace the silence, protect your self-worth, and know the ultimate, unbeatable strength of simply walking away. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope you use these ancient tools to protect your peace this week.